We are live. And hello,
Yeehaw.
everyone. Welcome to this week's hopefully better sounding edition of the Just
Yes.
Two Marks Wrestling Recap Show. I am the Athletic Geek, and I am joined once again as I try to use, now thanks to new equipment, my mouse to be able to see sound levels better. Joined by Jedi Jason Kruger, and hopefully you can hear him. Jedi,
Hello.
yeah,
Hello.
okay.
Hello.
He's showing up on my soundboard. So
Okay.
hopefully, hopefully everybody can hear me. It is Double or Nothing predictions week. But first, we got to go into the normal spiel. This is the Just Two Marks Wrestling Recap Show. If you've never seen this show before, Jedi and I love wrestling. We love sharing our love of pro wrestling with each and every one of you out there. We love passionate wrestling fans. We love talking wrestling. However, at the end of the day, we are fans just like each and every one of you. We avoid insider terms because we haven't really earned the right to use those because at the end of the day, we're not wrestlers. We're not insiders. We are just two marks. And
hmm
boy, oh boy, at least on the AEW side of things, was it a good go home week for a pay per view? But we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. Let's talk about SmackDown last week.
SmackDown. Ooh. Okay.
I almost forgot about
Working
that,
on it.
so we
Working
need
on
to we
it.
need to
Da. Oh, the joys of being live. SmackDown. SmackDown. Braun Strowman. All right.
go
All
right
right.
ahead.
Here we go. Working on it here. So, Sami Zayn is no longer the Intercontinental Champion.
No, he was stripped of the title
He
for
was indeed. So they began a tournament
yes,
because
and,
yay
and
tournament.
and one of the tournament competitors was released right after the match. More on that later.
Boy, all right. So let's see. We had a thing with Otis. Come on, come on. My laptop's being really slow. You remember anything stand out to you when Miz interviewed Otis?
No, nothing at all. This was
No,
just kind of.
nothing at all.
I should. This is. I'm gonna sound biased, but like I really just some of the promos are the hardest unless they're like really knocking it out of the park. To me,
Mm-hmm.
interviews are the hardest thing to get into, even more than the matches with no reaction. Like we'll even get to I want to say complaints. I'm not saying they're bad. It's just kind of like the ADD kicks in. I'm like, okay,
Right.
read a comic book, yell at my dog. I'm not really as engaged in the
Yeah.
in interviews unless like they're really knocking it out of the park, like the Matt Hardy and Jericho confrontation, Cody's original interview. There's even one on AEW that normally I'd be like really grabbed by, but not really feeling it this week, or not really feeling as much as I
Gotcha.
would had there been a crowd. But more on
Fair
that
enough.
later.
Okay, so highlights Elias beat King Corbin, so yeah, I guess. I don't know. Like those two both bore me at this point, to be honest. Just my personal. Dana Brooke beat Naomi, so that's interesting. Guess
Right.
we're I mean, I feel like they're like, hey,
And
Dana Brooke exists. We should do something with Dana
Ray,
Brooke, except
how is
during
the
the ladder match.
Ray? Is everything good? Is everything good, bud?
That's one thing I don't have pulled up is the YouTube feed. Oh,
Let us know. Let us know if nothing is good. Let us know if we suck again. Oh no, we
yeah.
suck again.
Oh no. Let's
Continue,
see.
Jedi. It's all good.
Continue indeed. Okay, cool. All right. So Charlotte Flair took on Mia Yim on Raw.
Yep.
Oh,
That's
okay.
kind of yeah.
That's a thing that happened.
Yeah,
Of course,
Charlotte.
Charlotte won.
We don't really get into this as much as other shows of this nature, but Charlotte really proving not to be much of a ratings difference on NXT, and I hate to say that because I'm a Charlotte fan, but
Right.
yeah,
I mean, yeah, I can't say is where I'm super surprised. Oh, Daniel Bryan and Drew Gulak had a fight, huh?
yeah, and then Drew
What happened
Gulak
to
got
him
released.
self-quarantine? Oh no!
You didn't hear about
Oh
that?
no!
Yeah,
Huh?
Drew Gulak gone. He gone.
Good golly.
Yeah, I know it was weird. That especially weird. Like, or they should say they didn't release him. They just let his contract run out.
Right. Gotcha. Hey guys, are you offering me a new deal? No. Oh, okay.
You, th-
Jeez.
you I need to turn myself up, Eric. Is that what you're saying? Let's say I'll try to
Turn
turn
it up,
myself up.
turn it up.
Turn it up. Turn it up. Well, we can turn it up. We can turn it up.
All right.
We can turn the.
Holy moly. So Miz and
We
Morrison
can
teamed
pump up
against.
the volume. Pump up the volume. Pump up the volume.
That's right. So I guess Miz and Morrison teamed against Otis and Braun Strowman.
Yeah, I do remember
That's never
this.
a team I thought I would ever.
I mean, they're gonna have to do something because really, like, I'm not gonna say Otis was my first choice for Money in the Bank, but you
Yeah.
know, if they're gonna do something, they're gonna keeping him close to the champion and kind of wondering when, if he's gonna turn on him.
Right.
It's an interesting. I shouldn't say interesting. It's a plot device that can be used,
Yeah.
and you know, Otis doesn't. I hope they don't turn Otis on Strowman and turn him into a villain because
That
that'd
would
just be
be.
dumb. But
Yeah.
maybe
Yes, it
having
would.
Braun do it, or maybe having Otis throw us a curveball. There's the big overarching fan theory that Otis is going to cash in on the tag champs,
Hmm.
and who knows? We will see, but
Nobody, including the guy who's writing it.
probably not. No. So, but really, there's how do I phrase this? We don't know what's going to happen, and maybe this is a good opportunity to try something different, and then if it doesn't work, you learn from it. Because I don't dislike Otis at all, and like I kind of I said in the previous episode, or the right after Money in the Bank episode, you can't. It'd be
Mhm.
hypocritical of me to say WWE never cashes cashes in when they're hot. Never
Right.
strike while it's hot, and then you know by
Ugh.
talking about all the times they've let someone's popularity wane and then go, oh, see, you're not over no more.
Yeah, no kidding.
And now they've kind of struck with Otis, so it'd be hypocritical of me to say that's the wrong thing to do. On the flip
Right.
side, if they try something new with Otis and it works, cool, they know they can go back to that. If they try something new with Otis and it falls flat on their face, i.e., he doesn't win the title, or he does
Mm-hmm.
something different to where he doesn't win the world title, I don't think you're going to have as many people angry that Otis did not win the title as they were when Damian Sandow didn't win the title or
Right.
Braun didn't win the title. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yep. Except for that last sentence about Braun not winning the title, but
Well, he did. Well, he didn't win the title with his briefcase,
I know.
and everybody, and I
No,
mean,
no, no. I mean that. Yeah, that whole story didn't make sense. Is what I meant.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm about to say like
that was
no,
that was one of the dumbest cash-ins.
absolutely it
The
was.
Hell in a Cell match that ended in a no contest.
Yeah, they must really
But
not like the hell. Remember when the Hell in a Cell was like the ender, the
right.
ender of enders, and now it's going to
Yeah.
fucking no contest. But
Yep.
I'm a
And
stupid
ref
AEW
stoppages.
mark that doesn't recognize
Yeah.
greatness.
So Edge accepted Orton's challenge for a regular wrestling match. Yeehaw!
The greatest wrestling match ever. I am not saying that like in a way to try and be sarcastic or downplay either one of the men involved. No, 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 no. That is how this is being billed by the fucking WWE. This
Yep.
will be the greatest wrestling match all time. All
It's a
time.
bold
All
claim.
time. And you could argue, and I've heard, gone on, the corners of the internet where maybe I shouldn't have, with all
Yeah.
the different people going, yeah, they're gonna show all you New Japan and AEW marks what good fucking wrestling is. Gonna be
Oh,
better than
joy.
anything fucking that douchebag Omega or those, crazy Japanese people ever did. LOL.
I mean, like,
Sure,
if it actually was, I wouldn't complain, but
but it's not going to be. I'm
I
not going to
know.
say it's not going to be and here's the problem with it. With me
It's got
trying,
to be better than that last man standing match.
true, but
Got to be.
here's the issue I have with all joking aside and laughing at just like all of this put aside.
Uh-huh. Oh,
Even this
folks.
could be a good match. Like I'm not as high on Randy Orton as I was 12 years ago,
Yeah.
but Edge versus Randy Orton is two very good individuals that could have a very good wrestling match.
Oh yeah.
They could have the match that when we got done watching the pay-per-view, we could turn it off and go, that was nice. I enjoyed that. But now
I
you
mean,
have
when those
already
two took on Undertaker for his streak, those were two of the best WrestleMania matches
exactly.
of Taker's career. So yeah, they can go, but
But we have they've already pre-labeled this the greatest wrestling match ever.
it's almost like asking for it.
You know, I don't get why would you set yourself up for that, And to show that I'm not completely hypocritical, I didn't like it when people preemptively called New Japan shit the greatest thing ever. Oh, Okada versus Omega 4 at Dominion. That's going to be the greatest match of all time,
Right.
Like, I didn't even like that being brought up. I
That's
don't like
fair.
I don't like when people preemptively for any amount of people, much less a match that very underdelivered the first time, in my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
significantly underdelivered for the two men involved. Calling this the greatest, unless you just and
Well, like all the excitement around AJ Styles versus Nakamura at WrestleMania.
exactly,
Oh man, talk about not
exactly,
delivering. Yep.
it's you've only set this thing up for mocking WWE by doing this. They're either
Yep.
A, trying to troll all the people. They're trying to talk to those like the haters and the people that will, be with them till death on, that I have the
Uh-huh.
pleasure of dealing with on various message boards and Reddit who are like, hell yeah, you think you like your dumb fucking AEW bullshit? You like your New Japan bullshit? This is what the real fucking company is. And this is going to be better than your Pac versus Omega. It's going to be better than your Omega and Hangman versus the Young Bucks. It's going to be better than your Okada versus Naito. It's going to be better than all that bullshit because we're the WWE. And fuck yeah, we're the best. We make the most goddamn money, bitch. They're either trying to just like really pump those people up, or they're
Uh-huh.
so arrogant. They're so arrogant in the fact that they'll always be around no matter what because of the money they make that they're willing to just say, "Oh, this is gonna be the best thing ever." You had a match, never fucking heard of it, but we had Edge and Orton in the greatest thing ever. You had Kazuchika Owat versus Kenny Owat. You had Neville that we said sucked, and some blonde haired dude. Yeah, fuck that. That sucked. We had this. That's the vibe
Yep.
I'm getting from all of this. Either they're delusional, They're trying delusional, pandering, or arrogant. One of the two.
Why not all
Or
three?
three. Three. I started out with 2 points and then came up with another point throughout the course of this.
Right.
So, and I'm still buzzing over the High Spots auction that I was just at. So I'm still pretty excited.
Buddy Murphy or Murphy is still with Aleister Black. Aleister Black.
Bud Murph.
Seth Rollins. Bud Murph. Bud Murph is still with Seth Rollins that I accidentally called Aleister Black because apparently I was thinking of Tyler Black. So, anyway,
well,
Seth Rollins and Murphy, and Rollins is like, yeah, I attacked Mysterio, but it's for everybody's own good, blah, blah, blah. And then Humberto Carrillo said, I will avenge my fallen friend's rights, and then he got killed. And then Aleister Black said, don't kill him anymore. So,
don't kill him anymore.
That's right. Yeah, I know everybody lives for my recap versions of these things.
Well, that's what makes the show, man. That's what makes the show.
Charlotte Flair versus Ruby Riott. So, guess Charlotte Flair's just wrestling quite a bit now, and of course she beat Riott because everybody beats Riott.
I think part of the reason why she's not, we're kind of breaking the fourth wall a bit here. I think part of the reason why she's not doing well in NXT is because she's every fucking where. She's on Raw. Yeah. I get that we're in a pandemic, and sometimes you gotta take the talent where you can to make a show. Hey, I'm hip to that, but why not feature? You have enough people in Tampa that maybe you could give Charlotte one night off a week.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying, because she's kind of not helping your cause, and the reason you brought her in to be NXT Women's Champion right now. But we're getting a little ahead of ourselves.
Yeah. So apparently Nia Jax is going to be Asuka's first title challenge. Which, I mean, better Asuka than most other people on the roster.
I know, I just give no fucks about Nia Jax. Next.
I know, but when Nia... Oh, okay.
Next, I'm done. Nia Jax... Nia Jax gets too much attention by still being employed.
That's fair. It was her best feud in NXT when she fought Asuka. I mean, right?
It was Nia Jax's best feud. Let's specify.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
It wasn't okay.
No. Asuka had all kinds of great feuds. So.
Ember Moon.
Yeah. That was the one at the top of my list, to be honest. But speaking of which, I miss Ember Moon. I hope she gets better and comes back eventually.
Yeah, I know the rumor and innuendos saying that she may not come back, and that makes me sad.
That makes me sad too.
Makes me very sad.
Yeah, especially. Yeah. Anyway, all right. I'm not going to dwell on that. I'll get more sad, and I don't want to do that.
No. Happy Day.
Bobby Lashley.
Bobby Lashley. We shave your hair when Bobby Lashley.
I informed or reminded my wife that was a thing that existed, and she just couldn't even. It was pretty funny. I was like, unfortunately, like my favorite person in that whole match is the one that's no longer with us.
I remember once during an interview, Trump called Bobby Lashley Bobby Lindsay, and I would I would prank phone call your then fiance in the car with doing my Bobby Lashley impression, calling myself Bobby Lindsay. That happened a couple times. All right, anyway, let's get back to this.
Anyway, Lashley destroyed Truth because that's the thing that we're doing right now still. And then we had the women's tag team champions, and I didn't see this in person, but it sounds like it wasn't very good or something. Let's see. DQ finish. Oh, gotcha. Okay, yeah. I mean, indeed. Not much to say on a DQ finish. Nobody cares about a DQ finish.
Nobody cares.
It's gotta be like.
Cares. Anytime
Exactly.
we get a chance to do
Unless,
that.
of course, it's a DQ finish in a freaking Hell in a Cell match. I'm not bitter.
Yeah, then we care, but we're not really. We care, but we care for different reasons at that
Yeah,
point.
for all the wrong reasons. Shayna Baszler versus Natalya in a submission match. Well, that's a nifty idea anyway. I mean,
Yeah, you know,
I know how
Natalia.
that ended,
Natalia probably
but
had bad eye makeup, and that's why she deserved to lose.
or her outfit wasn't on point, or
Yeah.
something. uh,
I
I love
sometimes
how my
wonder.
wife's
I
basic.
sometimes wonder what with your wife if there's gonna be one time where Natalia's finally gonna pull everything together, and she'll just be like, "She's ruined it. I just don't
There
like her now."
was there was one match where she's like, "Oh, she actually looks good. She should wear that outfit more often." I forget what it was, the pay per view or something, I think. But
Was it when she got the bottle of
yeah,
water thrown at her in Saudi Arabia wearing a T-shirt? I hope that was not when. I hope that wasn't the case.
I don't think she was really critical of the outfits in Saudi Arabia. She was more excited that women were wrestling in Saudi Arabia because it was a historical thing. So,
Where they get water bottles thrown at them, unfortunately.
well, I mean, yeah, one step at a time. But let's see. Kevin Owens and Apollo Crews versus Andrade and Angel Garza. Well, I mean, that sounds
Could
like
do
it could have
worse.
gone right.
See,
Yeah,
it's a lot of these matches, when they have
it's kind of like an
zero
AEW dark.
atmosphere, it's a
Yeah,
little harder to get into. I mean, they're doing a good
yeah.
job. I don't hate the matches. It's just, that at least in AEW they have crew members and the wrestlers surrounding the ring to, clap and cheer and boo and do something, and
hmm
it's not total silence. And you'd think that WWE would find a way to get some paid extras in there, but they don't. They don't.
Right. So apparently Apollo Crews pinned Andrade, and now he wants Andrade's U.S. title, which I kind of forgot Andrade had.
How long ago was? I think we did forget that Andrade held it. And that was like a thing on the shows. Who is the U.S. champion?
I
I
think,
don't know.
yeah, I was trying to prove a point, so I asked who the U.S. champion was, and then we are both like, yeah, who is it? And the only reason we knew who the Intercontinental Champion was because, Sami Zayn's just so loud it was hard to forget.
Right.
Um, let's see. Oh, so Aleister Black fought Murphy on this edition of Raw, huh?
Apparently.
And DQ again, and they beat him up. Yeehaw. I mean, I'm not opposed to Aleister Black versus Rollins and Murphy.
No, me either.
But
I mean, at least they're doing something with Aleister Black.
yeah, so maybe I shouldn't be too dismissive. I think just like in the, hey, AEW is having a pay-per-view this weekend thing, so WWE's kind of getting the short end of the stick right now. Interesting thing, an axe throwing competition.
Or on the flip side of things, much like them saying that a very good wrestling match is going to be the greatest thing of all time, they just dismiss AEW to the point where they're like, we don't care. Fucking, we'll have a normal show this week with her, but we don't care because we're the big dogs. And I don't mean Roman Reigns. Yes, that's me kind of half-assed not making fun of Roman Reigns for once. I know, right?
Well, I mean, I kind of feel like they're mad at him for being like, I'm going to stay home for my health, and it's like, y'all are ridiculous.
Yeah.
Street Profits fought the Viking Raiders in an axe throwing contest.
Next.
And, shock, they lost because, I mean, the Viking Raiders lived the Viking life.
Yeah.
In real life. So.
Yeah, let's
anyway,
move on. Let's move on. We got a lot more to talk about. We don't need to waste time on.
Okay.
And
to cap off Raw.
Anybody considers me being hypocritical? I know you got to do some more skits because they can't just have a live audience. So I don't blame them for doing it. I just didn't really care about the sketch.
That's fair.
Personally.
And another thing no one cares about, McIntyre beat King Corbin. So.
That was Raw. McIntyre won, but who cares if we talk about King Corbin? Fuck that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if he hadn't won, then we'd all care way too much because what the heck.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. Karrion Cross versus Liam Gray. I don't know who Liam Gray is, but I'm sure he didn't win.
Nope, he did not.
Uh, so, yeah, not much more to say about that, I don't think. Cruiserweight tournament continues. Akira Tozawa
Oh,
versus El Hijo
Alexander, thank
del
you for entering
Fantasma.
the contest. Be sure to enter this next one for Double or Nothing if you want the chance to win more stuff. Appreciate the support and thank you.
El
Sorry,
Hijo
Jay.
del... That's right. El Hijo de Fantasma defeated Akira Tozawa
Let's see if you that was El
to
Hijo
win the
del
Block B.
Fantasmo. I was gonna say
Uh-huh.
he's significantly too young to be wrestling right now. And there's one other
I
person in the
mean, I
world,
would agree.
one or two other people in the world that are gonna get that reference, but still.
I mean,
But still,
Kenny
it's
Omega might disagree, but I would agree.
oh, this is way too young. This is younger than Kenny Omega's people.
Hey, yeah, I was gonna say it's a new challenge. It's a new day.
It's a new day. Yes, it is.
Uh, let's see. Mia Yim versus Santana Garrett. I'm gonna assume Mia won that, but I don't know. Who won that?
Uh,
Won that? Yeah, Mia won that.
it's cool to see Santana Garrett. I was around when she first started out, so big ups to
Uh-huh.
Santana. That's it.
Fair enough. Roderick Strong versus Dexter Loomis. This Dexter Loomis guy, he sure is in the spotlight as of late.
Yes, he is. And I enjoyed his match with Roddy.
Cool. But Roddy won.
Because he should.
Exactly. Yep. So, yeah. Da, 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 da. Who the heck is Everrise? Danny Burch and Oni Lorcan versus Everrise.
Didn't know.
Never heard of them. Burch and Lorcan win. Shocking. I guess I'm sure they want a tag title shot soon, but it was just a match because sometimes you just have matches.
Especially this.
Cruiserweight tournament match. Ooh, Kushida versus Drake Maverick.
Yeah. Every time I see Drake Maverick, I get sad now.
That's pretty fair. That is pretty fair.
Like, it's not even his fault. I get sad.
Maverick won.
Oh, it's good, but I get sad.
Right.
It's like it's like a foregone conclusion. It's like it's like someone on death row. I mean, I'm being a little dramatic, but it's like someone on death row, who's getting their last few weeks of, all right, they're gonna go, they're gonna get all these different things, and they're gonna get a real nice meal, and they're gonna get to see their family one more time, and then they're gone. Obviously, significantly different, was dramatic, but it's like it doesn't matter all this good because the end game is gonna be crap. You lose and you're gone. Goodbye.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and we had Rhea Ripley versus Io Shirai, but Charlotte got involved and there was a DQ, so we didn't get a clean finish on that.
Yep.
Sad face. Oh well.
Let's go to Dynamite.
When is this takeover thing?
I'm actually not sure. There's another failure on our part.
It sounds like it's coming up pretty quick. I wonder if it's running head to head with. That would be a foolish idea, but I wonder if it's running head to head with Double or Nothing.
Now, would it be because we're paying money for this empty arena show? I mean, I'm not a. Obviously, you know what I'm going to watch just because I'm more interested in the product, and because it's just a matter of like I could watch that on demand later, but still,
right?
Is it a bad idea? You can watch this free wrestling show, or you can watch this one you got to pay for. Both of them have no crowd.
You got me there. I am going to look that up real fast and see when that's happening.
So let's go.
I'll start. Okay, it's on June 7th. So no.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So Dynamite then.
Kaboom.
was playing Lego Batman earlier, and I got the Batman theme stuck in my head from the animated
Now,
series.
see, I didn't know if you were doing Batman, Star Wars, or the National Geographic theme.
That's pretty fair. I've also played Lego Star Wars recently with my child, so yeah, getting my oldest raised right as a
Now, see,
gamer.
I was thinking, the National Geographic. Da, 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 na, 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 na.
I don't watch National Geographic.
Me either, but
I might
I
learn
just remember,
something.
I remember during the like old days, they'd always have like some kind of like scary wild animal or some kind of weird like
Right.
violent thing. They'd be like, learn about this on National Geographic Explorer. Na 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 na. And I'm like, I just saw a freaking snake suffocate and drown an alligator, and then they ended that thing with that somewhat positive music.
Right. Right.
So Dynamite.
All right. All right. So John Moxley fought 10.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of it. I mean, it was a setup for the title match. It wasn't terrible. I was just kind of it was there. It was a setup. It was necessary. Nothing inherently wrong with it. Just it was just kind of there. My opinion.
Yeah. Ooh, MJF versus Marco Stunt.
Indeed, we had MJF versus Marco Stunt. Marco, I'm starting to. Marco's starting to grow on me a little bit. Really not a big fan of him when all this began, but Marco is really starting to grow on me. I thought this was. It served all the masters in a match. MJF did his job, walked out of that whole thing more hated than he was going in. But you had the few hope instances with Marco Stunt where it really kind of kept you engulfed in the match. So for a minute or two, or maybe a second or two, I should say. And then the interview with MJF afterwards just really made you want to hate this piece of shit. I really hope
Right.
he loses, but he's not, and it makes me mad.
So I guess Jake Roberts and Arn Anderson represented their respective
Okay,
wrestlers.
here's what I was referring to earlier. This
Okay.
was a good segment on its own because you have, maybe you have probably two of the top 10 greatest interview people in wrestling going at it on the mic. They're older, so there was some flub ups, and I want to say like it didn't take away from what they were going for, but it wasn't as good as what we would have had this been 1988 or 1987,
Mm-hmm.
and we had this kind of spar. But it was good. The downside is there was a lot of instances where they would say something, and I feel like if there was a crowd available, maybe it would have sounded better. Maybe there could have been some reactions to some of the thing. There would have been the boos when Jake said something. There would have been the cheers when Arn said something. There would have
Right.
been a little bit more to get you pumped up if there was a crowd here. Not saying they did a bad job. They didn't. They proved why they were two of the greatest. Wasn't as good as, like I said, wasn't as good as it would have been had we had, you know, 80s
Right.
evil 80s Jake and Horseman Arn, but it was still good. Even in your old age, you're going to flub up lines too. That's just going to happen. But there are certain things where you're like, wow, just imagine if that would have had some booze there. Wow, just imagine, if that would have had some cheers there for that line. But
Right.
alas, we didn't get it.
So Ray Phoenix has zero fear because he faced the horrific Orange Cassidy.
And my favorite part of the match was like, there was it's turned into a meme, but he had that big kick out of nowhere and took out OC last week. And he tried it again this week, and OC just the timing was impeccable. He just like right as it happened, just took one step forward, and Phoenix missed. And that's it.
That's
But
cool.
it was just the perfect timing of him literally just taking a step,
Right.
and it was a thing of beauty. It's something else that if some piece of shit Southern dumbass, outdated atheist with his fucking tennis racket and his
Oh,
fucking
jeez.
Wendy's bag can't recognize any talent there, well then, I guess I just don't respect him anymore. Or if you knock somebody for, potentially wanting to have children.
Uh-huh. That was the
So,
first thing that came up in my brain when
so
you
once
mentioned it.
again, I'll beat this dead horse because I no longer respect this individual. I once
I,
did. I once
I
did.
know. Well, a lot of people once did, to be honest.
Yeah, I once did. But now I, I, I wish I could go back in time and never have met the guy. Yeah. So
So,
that was
anyway,
amazing.
Phoenix
That was
defeated.
amazing. It was amazing. It was awesome. And the only people that don't want to recognize that, yeah, Orange Cassidy's not for everybody. I'm hip to that. I'm hip to everybody kind of going, hey, maybe his fake kicks are a little dumb. Hey, if you feel that way, I don't agree, but I understand it. But if you can't watch the Pac match and this match and recognize how talented this guy is, how this guy how he works in his lethargic comedy style with,
Right.
legitimate wrestlers, if you can't see that, you're a fucking moron. Or you're a
Yeah.
dumbass, outdated Southern atheist with a tennis racket and a Wendy's bag. Either or. Either or. They're actually
Yeah.
interchangeable if you really think about it.
Fair
There's
enough.
my I'm a total dick for once an episode.
There you go. Nyla Rose teamed with Dr. Britt Baker versus Hikaru Shida and Chris Statlander, which makes sense since they were both supposed to have singles matches at the pay-per-view.
And Britt Baker may be out due to a mistake with them
That's
throwing Nyla onto Britt's knee. Disappointed. Hope Britt's okay, even though I'm not really a big fan of her in the ring. She's really coming into her own as a character. And you hate to see anybody, whether you're a fan of their wrestling or not, miss any time. So that sucks. And
yeah,
I
definitely.
hope Britt's okay. Phoenix also possibly got hurt in that match too, but the rumor and innuendo states that he should be okay.
Yeah, you know the Lucha Brothers. They're just like rubber balls.
Not human.
Yeah, definitely not. Matt Hardy versus Sammy Guevara, the main event.
Uh, Good match for Sammy. I mentioned on these message boards and earlier. I think Sammy Guevara is gonna receive a lot of benefit from this TNT title being introduced.
Yeah, yeah,
Him, Darby, MJF, and then Cody or Archer, whoever wins that. They're gonna start off well, but I think down the line we're really going to. I think we can see Sammy have a really damn good run with it. And really, he's
heck yeah,
already starting to really come into his own. I think that might be his true coming out party as a good run with the TNT title by this time next year.
yeah, yeah. I agree. I mean, yeah, yeah. All those people you mentioned, those are the core. I mean,
Yeah, and
yeah.
no,
And then
it was the
Luchasaurus. Let's not
core.
forget about Luchasaurus.
Yes, it's the core, but it was not Wade Barrett, Ezekiel Jackson,
Well,
Justin Gabriel, and Heath Slater. Goes into a big brawl
I
where
got some bad news for you.
they fight their way into the Jaguar Stadium for where the Stadium Stampede match will be. And I actually really liked how they painted, the end zones with the Elite logo, and then on the scoreboard and the Jumbotron, they had the Inner Circle logo. So that was kind of cool how they're adding to the atmosphere of that match that way. And then Hangman and the Young Bucks made an appearance on Dynamite for the first time in a while. So nice to see
Woohoo,
that.
Hangman.
Nice to see that. And we'll see where this goes. Double or Nothing coming up this
Yeah,
week. And let's not waste any more time. Let's get to the
rolling right
predictions.
into it. All right, here we go. Double or Nothing, our official predictions. And I see you already posted the contest. I saw that.
Already post the contest because, well, when you're able to, when they can announce a full card early, why not allow more time for people to enter?
Heck yeah, especially since it's a Saturday and not a Sunday. I mean,
Exactly.
it's already Thursday. All right. So, Um, starting at the bottom, Dustin Rhodes versus Sean Spears.
Sean Spears.
I mean,
Sean
yeah,
Spears.
it better darn well be Sean Spears.
Sean needs a win. Dustin doesn't need
Yes,
it. I'm going Sean Spears.
fair enough. Uh, this is weird. Okay, I'm skipping that for now. Private Party versus Best Friends.
I'm gonna go best friends in this one. They really seem to be doing something with best friends, so I think I'm gonna go best friends.
Gotcha.
Bet you.
Gonna go with Private Party because Best Friends is the middle of a feud, so they can be screwed over.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Um, Dr. Britt Baker maybe versus
Maybe.
Chris Statlander.
Um, I'm gonna go Chris Statlander. I don't know how they're gonna change this, but for all intents and purposes, let's just say they wrestle. Maybe
That's
if Britt needs to take time off, maybe
mhm,
they could get her to have a quick loss, and that'll take her out for a while.
gotcha. So if Britt Baker is healthy to wrestle and not injured, I think Britt Baker. If they put anybody else against Statlander, I think Statlander would be
Okay,
how I would go with that.
that's fair.
Uh, since we're on the women already, anyway, Nyla Rose versus Hikaru Shida for the women's championship.
Well, if Britt Baker's injured, I would have originally said that I would have originally gone Hikaru Shida just to kind of
Uh huh.
transition it onto Britt Baker, but now that the possibility exists that it's not going to be that Britt Baker might be out, I'm going to go Nyla Rose.
That's fair. Yeah, I would also say the same thing. If Britt Baker's fine, it'd be Shida. Otherwise, Nyla Rose is retaining.
Yes.
Yep.
So my official prediction, because I'm going to believe that Britt's going to be out for a while, I'm going Nyla in this one.
Gotcha. Yeah, I guess I'm doing the reverse. I'm doing Britt Baker and Hikaru Shida, holding out hope. So, and because I can be contrarian on these, because they're not, they could go either way. I mean, yeah, they're not as set in stone as say like uh MJF versus Jungle Boy.
MJF, unfortunately, and it
Yeah,
sucks
I
because
think
I want
so
to see
too.
MJF get his ass kicked. Sucks. Hmm.
Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Cody versus Lance Archer.
I'm going Archer in this one. But what's good?
Yeah.
What's good about this program is no
Hmm.
matter who wins, it's good. There is no
Yeah.
like, well, if Archer wins, you're contributing more to Cody's, underdog story,
Hmm.
and you're starting potentially a very very good like supervillain type story and pursuit with a monster like Lance Archer's champion with a mouthpiece like Jake. So that's a match made in heaven. But if Cody were to win, you have probably the top hero in pro wrestling right now. You have one of the top stars in the company holding the championship first to potentially
Hmm.
lose it to Darby or MJF down the line. So there is not a bad idea. There's nothing bad that can happen unless they just do some kind of Vince Russo swerve that makes no fucking sense. But I have enough faith that they won't do that.
Right.
But I'm going
Uh,
Archer. I'm going Archer.
fair
You you
enough.
you you, you, you gotta give. I feel like you gotta let this new alliance with him and Jake have this.
Yep, yep, yeah, I agree. Going with Archer. All right. So the casino ladder match for the number one contendership. Uh, uh-oh. Okay. Sorry, my computer started trying to crap out on me. Okay. Darby Allin versus Colt Cabana versus Orange Cassidy versus Ray Phoenix versus Scorpio Sky versus Kip Sabian versus Frankie Kazarian versus Luchasaurus versus someone. They got one to be announced.
Well, this isn't part of the contest, but Who do you think the mystery guy will be, and who do you think will win? That'll just be for us. You don't have to try and guess the mystery guy in the contest.
Gotcha. Okay, so let's see. I am. Hmm. Well, seeing as how this probably won't be for a pay-per-view in the near future, and who I think's gonna be champion coming out of this, I am going to. Well, I might just go with something weird and say, I think I might go with Frankie Kazarian. Be a weird choice, but
Yeah,
I don't know. I lean towards Darby Allin, but I'm just not sure if that's the direction they're going to go.
I think it's going to
Darby
be.
Allin's my favorite, so I kind of lean towards Allin. Yeah, I'm going with Darby Allin.
See, I'm also going Darby Allin, but I think the mystery man will be
Hmm.
Drew Gulak because he was not
Oh,
released or fired, and he didn't quit. His contract ran out, so he has no non-compete clause. He could just show up if he wanted to. So I'm going Drew Gulak as the mystery man, but Darby Allin is the winner.
gotcha. Now, I don't know if this is possible with all the lockdowns and things, but I know he still has beef with Cassidy. I think I'm going to go with Pac.
Yes, Pac did do an interview on Dynamite, so
Yeah,
possibly that could possibly
I'm
happen.
going to go with Pac as the mystery guy.
Okay, that's also
Yeah.
fair.
In which case, hell, he might win. But I'll stick with
Well, the
Darby for predictions. But
okay.
um, all right. Speaking of the championship, I'm just going to jump into that. John Moxley defending against Brody Lee.
John Moxley. I mean,
Yeah, I believe John Moxley is walking out with that championship.
I feel like I like Brody, and I know like he's got this new character, but I feel like it's a little too soon to take the belt
Hmm.
off of Mox.
Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree. Um, so then, probably the main event, Matt Hardy and the Elite, minus Cody, of course, versus the Inner Circle
I'm going with the inner
in a
circle in this one.
Stadium Stampede match.
I'm going
Inner
with the
Circle.
I'm going inner
Woohoo!
I'm going inner circle because I feel like
I mean, that makes sense.
when blood and guts happens,
Uh-huh.
that'll be when the elite get their win.
With the actual Elite,
Yes.
all of them.
Now
Yeah.
see this with the way Matt Hardy's been in there and the way Cody's been kind of doing his own thing with the Nightmare Family. I wonder if they're gonna silently kind of take Cody out of the elite. I don't know. I think they've hyped up blood and guts with Cody too much to not have that
Uh-huh.
match. But I feel like when maybe it's when the true elite are together and when they have blood and guts, that'll
Yeah.
be when the elite
Yeah.
get the win.
Yeah.
But for Stadium
Yep.
Stampede, I'm going inner circle.
Yep. I agree. I agree.
All right, so that's pretty much it. If you'd like to enter the contest, please go join. I'll just go ahead and shill the social media now. Go post your predictions on the Wikipedia screen capture with the card. Post your prediction for every match to enter the contest. You get a point for every correct guess, and then on all title matches, make sure to post who you think will win, and if you think that will result in a retention or a new champion. All title matches worth 2 points. Yeah, you will. First prize will get not only 2 comic books, a figure, a random T-shirt from Pro Wrestling Tees, and a random DVD from the High Spots giveaway. But if you missed the hangout and the equipment test yesterday, you will be also walking out of here with a Thor Funko Pop Mini bobblehead, a pair of Mega Man socks, 30th anniversary socks. As I mentioned last week in the tease, you will also get another DVD. It is a copy of the WrestleMania 35 set,
Mm-hmm.
a paperback copy of Foley is Good, and an autographed picture of Mick Foley. This picture used to hang back here, But I'm giving it to whoever wins first place at this predictions contest. So
Woohoo!
you
If
get
you
two.
win, you'll have a nice day.
Da-na-na, na-na-na-na-na-na. So, yeah, two comics, one of Mick Foley's books, a new pair of socks, a wrestling figure, a DVD, this Thor Funko Pop, small Funko Pop before all the Funko Pop collectors out there get mad. T-shirt, get a lot of cool stuff. Second prize is a figure and a comic book, and third is a comic book. So you must publicly post
Mhm.
your predictions on either Facebook, the Facebook post, the Instagram picture of it, or tweet at me your predictions on Twitter. You do not post your predictions in this video, and do not private message me for your predictions. You got to make them public. We cannot have anyone accuse me or try and call foul play.
Yeah.
If you post publicly, it's a fair contest.
Yep.
So there's
What's
that.
the
And
what's
if
the
it's
cutoff?
the cutoff is 4 p.m. Eastern time Saturday. So you
Okay.
have to be in by 4 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday. And I just shilled the social media pages where you can
Yep.
enter. But if you follow me on all my social media pages, Facebook.com/Athletic Geek 89, Twitter at Athletic_Geek 89, and Instagram at Athletic Geek 89. Jedi has no social media. So if you have a question for him or a comment for him, let me know on mine. And thank you for joining us. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like, share, subscribe for more content, not just from the world of pro wrestling, but from the world of gaming, anime, comic books. It's been a long night. And all things geek culture. And I've just started a video podcast. I'm uploading them to YouTube now. And if there's enough interest, I'll see if I can rip the audio out and start uploading them to SoundCloud and various other podcast platforms. The Geeking Out podcast now coming out on Wednesdays, as long as I'm interviewing various people around the geek community. Got lots of those in the can. Right now, we're next week we'll be finishing up the All In experience with some of the fine folks I met at All In. But I've got local artists, local writers, as far as comics are concerned, and some local wrestlers that I'll be interviewing, as well as some other YouTubers and podcasters. So check those out when they come. But for Jedi Jason Kruger, I am the Athletic Geek. We are just two marks. We're out. Have a good one.
Yep. Later.
All right.